Hey movie fans, it's your boy Big G back with another review, and today we are reviewing Die Hard. Yeah! Tough man movie. Action packed movie from back in the day. Now, I haven't, recently I haven't watched any new movies, yes, but I don't know, I've been watching a lot of throwbacks and a lot of good throwbacks, and you saw one of my reviews, which was Rambo First Blood, and then I just had a craving for action, and I thought, Die Hard, let's watch Die Hard. Christmas movie. We're kind of close to Christmas now. It's what, November 7th ish? We're sort of close to Christmas, hoping it comes quick. Anyways, so Die Hard is a movie about a cop who visits a cop named John Mars. No, wait, John. Damn it, I forgot his name. Holy shit. Okay, sorry about that. No, I'm gonna search up his name real quick. But anyway, so it's the movie is John McClane. There we go. Holy, I didn't search it up. Look, I'm just writing it in my computer, but it's not searched. Anyways, so the movie is about a cop from New York who travels to, I believe it's California, I think, or Los Angeles. I think it's Los Angeles. It's one of the two. Very hot country. I know that much. Because only they mention it like once or twice in the movie, only near the starting. Anyway, so he travels to a different city where his wife works in the Nakatomi Corporation, and him and his wife, they don't get along so much. So he's visiting her after a really long time, and it's a New York cop, John McClane, trapped in this not awkward, but weird situation where the terrorists take over the building after some very strategic planning, which we'll go over. So the terrorists take over the building completely, but just because they want the money that's in the vault, which was sort of not weird to me. I mean, the intentions of the terrorists or slash robbers was very well conducted and very well. The intention was very good, I think, as in the motivation was there for someone to commit a crime, and that's what was being executed. However, I had an issue with the owner himself for some reason, which I don't know. It felt like he didn't know that they had that much money in bearer bonds in the vault. Anyway, so that's pretty much a story where John Marston, the cop, no one really knows he's there because he's not part of the company. So he's not really party dressed, first of all. Plus, he's already sort of isolated when the incident when the terrorists come in and start taking over things. So he runs off, sneaks away, and the whole movie is sneaking around, moving from place to place in the building while killing a few people and reducing the terrorist numbers and trying to stop them and pretty much kill all of them in one way or the other. And well, the world knows, you guys know it. I mean, spoiler, duh. He kills all of them, if not most of them. Well, okay, let's go from the start. So John McClane, he comes to, I think it's LA or something, right? And to meet his wife, he comes in a nice little limo. Not little, it's quite a big limo. Yeah, it's LA, yeah. So it's Christmas time. He comes to meet his wife in LA. The owner of the Nakatomi Corporation sends a limo for him just because his wife is an important part of the company and everyone likes her, apparently. The owner sends a limo for her husband who's coming from the airport. Limo driver is new. They get into a conversation, which I think is very good for the movie. This conversation really gives you a backstory without going back into flashback, which movies during this time did very well. They would just have mini conversations in cabs or in cafes or sort of, I don't know, with like a busboy or with like a kid, or I don't know, different movies did it different ways, where they would give you a little background story where to in terms of what is going on and why a person is going in a certain place and why their relationship with the person they're about to meet is good or bad or ugly or whatever. Either way, so we find out that His wife has moved to LA. He didn't want to move to LA. He didn't want to. He had a backlog in terms of arrests and everything. He couldn't leave. Plus, he didn't want to. Plus, he thought as soon as she comes here, she was gonna fail and come back to him. But that didn't happen. So we learn all those things. He goes to the party. He meets his wife. We see the whole party structure, and we see the office, which I think was beautiful. At least the meeting area and the general area was very beautiful because I'm studying architecture, and I liked that interior with the whole fountain and many steps and different materials in terms of stone and wood and stuff used in the interior was very good. It looked very nice. Anyway, so while that's happening and everyone's bonding and he meets his wife and he has a chat with his wife, and right away they even have a fight. Like, from a romantic moment, it goes straight to arguing just over what last name she used. I mean, it kind of showed a character, and it showed John McClane's character how he can't let go of certain things, and it showed his, let's say, wife's character that, she did what she thought was right in the moment, and that was some of the reasons why they didn't get along as a couple. Anyways, so that's what happens, and during that time, the terrorists come in. Now, the terrorists, what the first thing they do is they come inside, and two people come inside. One looks creepy as hell. The other guy is talking about a baseball game or a basketball game, and they just come inside and right away shoot the front guard, take his place, get everything inside and lock it down right away. And yeah, they come upstairs with guns blazing, and they said, hey, everyone down. No one's going to get hurt if you guys cooperate. No one cooperates. Of course, people die, but that's what happens. During this time, John McClane is in a washroom in the office or something, and for some reason there's an emergency exit or something that he doesn't have to leave the office. There's a stairway pretty close from the office, apparently, like an emergency fire exit stairway, which he just takes and goes to a different floor and pretty much hides and tries to figure out what the hell's going on. So eventually they do find out that someone is out there. The bad guys send one of their people, first person to die, and then John McClane gets a machine gun. Now, during this time, from the plane, John McClane was given advice to make fists with his feet, and that's what he was doing in the washroom because he's a nervous flyer. He does that and doesn't have shoes throughout the whole movie. Now, this is one of the issues that I have about the movie. Now, first of all, I want to say I love the movie overall. I just love the movie. I love the action. I love the motivation of the villains. I love the motivation of the hero. I love the little gimmicks that happens. I love the little incident that happens with other people where they think they're smart, but then they get killed because of that, just because they become over smart or something. And I will go over that, but in general, I just love the movie. I do have some issues with it, some dislike, let's say. Now, first dislike is, now John McClane, as he is hiding, going through floor to floor, going through air ducts and elevator systems and killing people and stuff. The very first time he kills someone, he takes his gun, doesn't take his clothes for some reason, because John McClane can only be in pants and undershirt or whatever for some reason, and he's without shoes. So he measures the other guy's shoes, and the other guy's feet are the smallest in the world, so his shoes don't fit. But after that, every person he kills, he doesn't try to take their shoes, even though he walks over a glass, he goes through fire, he's bleeding like no tomorrow, and he just doesn't take anyone's shoes just to, I don't know, comfort himself a little bit. Man, come on. That was a big issue for me. Like, I understand the whole... There was a situation in the movie later on where John McClane meets the main bad guy. I think it was Hans. Yeah, Hans, his name. They meet the main bad guy. Bad guy tries to fool him into thinking that the bad guy is actually just a hostage, just wandered. McClane gives him a gun. Be like, try to protect yourself. Here you go. Come with me. Let's do this together, kind of thing. But McClane is a cop and he's smart. He gives him an empty gun. As soon as Hans gets the gun, he radios for the other people and tries to shoot him, but there's no bullets. Eventually, the other people come. McClane runs. and Hans has the bright idea to shoot all the glass because he knows McClane is barefooted. So they shoot the glass, but McClane still runs, and while he's running, all the glass goes in his foot, and then he's in a washroom taking the glass out, all bloody, and having a deep conversation with the cop on the other end. Okay, anyways, moving on. Now my other, no, I wouldn't say issue. My other most liking part is the cop on the other side. So John McClane has a conversation because what he tries to do is try to call the cops, the LAPD, I would say, right? He tries to call the cops, be like, "Come here, there's terrorists here. Hurry the hell up! Like, what the hell you guys doing?" He has a few tries, but then the cops keep going to a different like convenience store nearby because the people are smart, the computer's smart, the terrorists, and they keep deviating the 911 calls and stuff. Eventually, a call goes through, and a cop does come to check. He has a conversation with the terrorist who's down there and impersonating a security guard. Thinks everything's okay. While he's walking off, John McClane's like, "You know what? No, I'm not letting you walk off." So he kills two people during that time, and then he throws a body down. As soon as he throws the body down, other terrorists notice, and they start shooting at the cop. And then the cop finally calls for backup, and then everyone knows. Now, that cop, I don't know his name, but that character was played so well because throughout the movie, they both have deep conversations about the background story of that cop, about John McClane and how he's like a mystery man, but eventually people find out that he's a cop from New York, how John McClane's in this heavy situation, but the cop outside keeps comforting him, keeps motivating him, keeps saying, you know, "We got a pole on you, man," you know, having little gimmicks, little jokes and stuff, and even have deep conversations about their kids or about cases that haven't gone well, and that really gave a little bit of side spirit to the whole story and to the whole movie, which was great in my opinion. My other issue was at the starting of the movie when the chairman of the Nakatomi Corporation, Mr. Takazaki or something, his name, I forgot, sorry. But he was asked to give in codes so the terrorists could open the vault, take the money, and leave. Now, he says that he doesn't know the codes because the owner, who's sitting in Japan or China or something, only he would know the codes. Now, in my head, I'm thinking, okay, if you have $630 million in bounds or whatever, how does the person in charge in that building not know the codes? Or not even know that there's a vault? Because apparently he didn't know there was a vault. And then he admitted later on that, yes, there is a vault, but there's nothing in there like money. There's only like ornaments or something, which was true. There were ornaments, but there are money in bonds. So he died, in my opinion, over lack of knowledge, which was kind of weird to me. Being sort of a chairman or like sort of acting CEO or manager of a company, he knew very little and he died over that, which was sort of bizarre, and you know, and it was used as an attempt to scare the people in the audience. I mean, now that was pretty much the two issues I think I had with the movie. There's not a lot of issues that I had. Yeah, there were not a lot of issues that I had. Many things were very realistic. Where one instance is where John McClane tries to call the cops, like I said, and he's on a 911 call, and people think they're prank calling him because it's like the third time he's calling, and he's yelling in the phone like, "Hey, what the hell? What the f is wrong with you guys? Come down here," and all that. That was very realistic. The motivations of the terrorists, like I said, was very realistic. It was all about the money. Oh yeah, one more thing. The guy. So there's this guy. I don't know the character's name because there's not the name is not mentioned that many times. But in the party, he does cocaine, and then he's like a good sales representative. And as soon as he gets bored for some reason, and he does more cocaine, he's like, "Okay, I'm all hyped up. I do multi-million-dollar deals for breakfast. I can do this." He goes in there. He pretends to know John McClane. He tells the terrorist that I can give you John McClane if only I can talk to him, and then you can do whatever the hell you want. He talks to John, John's like, "What the hell you doing? Get out of there! Stop this!" Tries to save him, but he knows it's nothing he could do. Eventually, John stops talking to him. They shoot the guy in the head, and he dies. That was like the guy died because of overconfidence and cocaine, and not cocaine overdose, but just cocaine hype, which wasn't weird to me. It was just funny. It was like you just had a character die just to make the hero feel like feel not feel like feel bad that he couldn't do anything, and for the villains to just waste a bullet. Like you know it was sort of bizarre to me in terms of adding to the story, but it was also funny to me because yeah, there are many people like that. It was realistic in the sense that yeah, some people are just overconfident, and even in a bad situation where they should sit down and shut up, they'll just go up and try to talk people out of things and get killed in the process. But anyways, moving on. Those are the only things I had issues with. Overall, I loved, like I said, I love the villains and their motivation. They had a clear-cut motivation about the money. They came here to do a thing. They had a clear-cut plan to shut everything down, to deviate the cops on the roof as they would get the money out. In the meantime, the cops would know, and as soon as the FBI would know, they knew that the FBI would cut the power, and as soon as they would cut the power, they would get access to the vault, get all the money. They were going to they were going to distract the FBI by saying, we're gonna send you all the hostages on the roof, and we're gonna be part of the hostages, and then we're gonna take your helicopter, go to the airport, and take the plane from there. Instead, what they wanted to do was send everyone up there in the roof and then blow up the roof, so they would blow up the FBI guys, and then the cops wouldn't know what to do for a bit, and they would go down into the basement, go into a van, open the door, and go take the van and go out the back door, pretty much, which was sort of genius because the van was also like a fire department van, or I think it was an ambulance van, which would blend right into the crowd, and they would just get away. It had a good plan, pretty much, but everything went to bed when John McClane showed up, and he kept killing people, and he took the detonators that would detonate the roof and everything, and that was complicating the plans, and eventually he killed everyone. Overall, I think the movie was a solid 9 out of 10, part the 3 issues I had, which would leave it from being a 10 out of 10, but I think it was a solid 9 out of 10. I love the movie. I've seen it, I think, a few times, but I hadn't seen it for a long time, so I watched it just like yesterday. I love action movies. I love this movie. Like I said, I love the villains. I love the actor. I love the hero. I love the storyline. I just love everything about it. Part the issues that I had, which were sometimes funny, sometimes ridiculous, but I still love the overall movie. 9 out of 10. But anyways, guys, you let me know what you guys think about the movie down in the comments below. Please let me know what other movies I should watch, if it's a throwback or a new movie. I am trying to watch the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood movie and get you guys a review about that, but it's not out in HD print, and I haven't had the time to go watch it in the theaters. However, I will get on top of that and put out a review as soon as possible. Anyways, guys, please like and subscribe. Please let me know what you think about my videos. Please let me know what you think about Die Hard as a movie. Please comment below. And again, let me know, and please do subscribe and like. Please do support the channel, guys, and thank you. Have a good night, and I will see you next time when I watch another flashback movie or another new movie, or any movie for that instance. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for your time. Good night. Your boy Big G out.